Commanders, it is ElloArfur here, and today I'm coming back for part 2 of the great Italian conquest in WW3 Conflict of Nations. And so yeah, we are here, and I'm very pleased to announce that we have successfully conquered every single one of Austria's homeland cities, which is awesome. So Austria has officially been defeated. There might be a couple of straggling units around, but really, yeah, we're in a really good spot. And in terms of our position on the leaderboard, for a small country compared to, say, the US and Russia, we have 14 cities, which is a really big achievement. So we are doing extremely well. Yeah, so let's get into it. So, obviously, in terms of my cash, I don't know what. Let's have a look at what is building in the city. So we've got arms industry. So I did decide yesterday to sort of develop the resource production in my homeland cities first, and then afterwards I will then develop it in these other cities. I think the priority is the homeland cities for sure. And I did decide to get a level 2 airbase because we do want to be getting some of those gunship helicopters, because I think those would be a bit the game changer. And so now as well, so I think, oh yes, so now the morale has reached to 35% on some of these cities of 31, 33, 31. Oh, it's just about survived that infantry. That's very fortunate. But I think it's time to clear up the remaining lands of Austria and Switzerland. So I don't believe there's any more infantry because I believe it would have moved out, I think. So yeah, so what I will do is begin by Switzerland's lands, and then in Brigands we might have one there, but I'm pretty sure. So the artillery did eliminate the combat recon vehicle, which I believe was the final vehicle there. It was firing for a very long time. And there we go, Linz, just to update you, that was the final city. I lost 1 infantry and killed 2. So really the units are in need of sort of repair, so I will need to think about building a hospital as well when I have the resources. And so these are obviously still on sale. Nobody has chosen to buy them yet, unfortunately. So yeah, our progress will be curtailed until someone does choose to buy those, to be honest, in terms of the cash. I don't think making them cheap is going to be a good idea. I simply think someone just hasn't looked for it on the market yet. I think sometimes you can just be unlucky, because that is a very good price. So yeah, in terms of clearing up the lands, I'm going to descend. But in terms of sort of to discuss my strategy, and so my strategy really is to develop some naval defence very quickly. I think corvettes are not going to be necessary for this campaign. Oh, yeah, I don't want to move that. Yeah, corvettes are not going to be necessary. I think just purely because I think by the time anybody does sort of develop any naval forces, because still we have a situation where Algeria still doesn't have any sort of decent naval base to produce any naval units. Libya doesn't, so the only person with a navy potentially is Egypt, whose priority is focused down south anyway. I think, to be honest, the chances of me being invaded by them is probably pretty slim, because they will probably go for Turkey or Greece, or just maybe focus their naval forces down south if they're invading towards. Who are they actually at war with? That's a good question. Sudan and Libya. Oh, okay, so they're at war with Libya, actually, so I didn't really quite sort of realise that. But yeah, it doesn't seem like they've taken any land, Libya, yet, so that's really good news for me. So I don't really have to prioritise the navy, so that's why I've got the opportunity to expand here. But I think in terms of the naval forces that we're going to go for this game, I feel like we want a combination. Attack submarines could be a good option, although they do use rare materials. But I think, in terms of my supply of rare materials, I think I could handle it. Yeah, obviously I don't have a great production. I was about to say, yeah, that's my production, but I think it could be a good strategy. It's either that or cruisers. Cruisers are slightly risky because submarines can go for them. But I'll go for a variety of various ships. But yeah, very expensive to start the research. So that will be my next priority, I think, probably. Because the gunship helicopters will be fine for now for sort of helping, because people don't really have that many armoured units. So even Poland, who's probably going to be my next big enemy, doesn't really have that many armoured units, so they'll have lots of infantry, and so I'll be able to gun them down with my gunship helicopters. And in terms of their progress into Germany, they've been very sort of unsuccessful. They're slowly sort of attacking here and knocking down troops, but they've lost so many troops, so that their progress, I don't really need to worry about them. I've got time to recover here, and obviously the invasion from the south is pretty unlikely, unless Libya just, unless they're terrible players with no common sense, they won't invade. I think my biggest concern for our success, or joint success as a coalition, is the Spanish invasion, because they've taken all of Portugal, they've shown no signs of any intentions to invade south, and obviously France is their closest neighbour, and so he's got all of his troops in the UK, which was probably a mistake. But yeah, he has successfully conquered them without suffering any casualties. Yeah, I mean, they're not like perfect on health, but he has been a bit inactive. But even so, we've been making fairly good progress. To the art battalion, then I think I can maybe make some progress with that. The sort of what my troops are actually doing. And I think, yeah, it's reasonable to provoke war on them. I'll keep an inventory with it just to make sure that it doesn't actually go down. And obviously we've got Slovenia, which I could leave for Serbia. Serbia's been making really good progress as well. So that's really good. And we've also got another consideration to make, which is that we have some applications to the coalition, some new ones as well. So we have India, Morocco, and Romania. And I mean, personally, India has not built anything. I will show you. Absolutely nothing. So that makes me doubt them as being a valuable ally, despite the fact that they're very big and they have expanded. But I think that they've done so to their detriment. I think they've lost lots of infantry because they expanded all these places at the same time, so probably didn't attack with a stack and didn't reduce their sort of do everything they could to reduce their losses, and they were slightly just maybe a bit of impatience because they've lost some troops. I mean, I'll check the newspaper actually. But yeah, in terms of I'll just check for me actually. Just check what country are we? I've forgotten. Yeah, Austria, 11th, 12th, almost 12,000 casualties, and for me, just above 4,000. So really, we did a really good job. Yeah, in terms of India, let's have a look. Yeah, so Nepal actually and India were pretty on par in terms of the casualties they've taken. Yes, I don't think India would be a valuable ally because they just don't have the skill required to sort of be a useful ally in the coalition. However, Morocco, on the other hand, is yet to show their true colours because they haven't done anything. But they have built up a bit. You know, they've got some army bases, which admittedly isn't a lot. And obviously, the threat from Spain, they could be really useful in combating the threat from Spain. So the condition on them joining could be that they attack Spain. And then in Romania, we have Romania here, who is at war with Ukraine, I believe. Yeah, Moldova, Ukraine, and Hungary. So that is also a consideration. We could let them in as well. But once again, they have not built anything, and I imagine they've lost troops to they've sort of conquered a lot of Ukraine to their detriment. So let's linear. Oh, okay, okay. Not as bad as I thought. Yeah, not as bad. But I feel like this is probably a really good opportunity for Serbia to expand into Romania. Because they've weakened each other, I mean, maybe it might be worth giving them more time to weaken each other because, as you can see, well, Ukraine is still invading Romania. So maybe with a bit of time, it could be a really good opportunity for Serbia, who I know is a good player, to really capitalise on that opportunity. Yeah, Serbia has really shown their true colours. So, yes, I think there's potential for success, for sure. And so in terms of clearing up the land, because I don't want to be at war with Austria forever. So what I will do is, I think I will create a stack of 3, just to, actually, let's have a look. Yeah, because I'm thinking about the quickest way to end the war with them. I don't want to be at war with them forever. I'm going to get this one to attack in that province. It's down. So that's taking that now. And I think maybe just in case, I could send the whole stack to clear this bit. And then I'll retreat this one as well because it is. I don't want to lose this. These are valuable units. So, excuse me. Yes, certainly don't want to pull off at all. And by that point, I'm hoping Vienna will be sort of the morale will be better for Vienna. Very, very nice. And Linz, obviously. Awesome. Fantastic. So that is going to be it for this part. Yeah. But let me know your thoughts on the coalition members. I think we're going to accept Morocco just to put pressure on Spain. That's my thinking. But yeah, we will see. And yes, so we are still on day 4. And yes, in terms of the updates, what's been happening? So I have defeated Switzerland once and for all, and we are now. No, yeah. I'm not really, to be honest. So just about. Yes, it's this. It's quite tight. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is what I've got. Yeah. It's like this one. Yeah. Um, not very well. Just like it just wasn't at the top. Like we got it. It's just a bit at the top where it's like across the top, and it's just a bit silent to be fair. But yeah, I wouldn't. Don't go for the woods a lot because I spent a lot of time. Yeah, I'd go for like the halflands, and they said it's pretty decent. So oh really? Oh well. Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, I'll see you later. I bet he hasn't. Right. Right, fucking hell. Interrupted again. Day 4, but some interesting events have taken place. So, firstly, we have the well, let's go into the activity log. All game events first. All I've declared war against Czechia. So, yeah, that was this morning. We went through those. We've conquered these different districts from Switzerland. So we've now defeated Switzerland. War declared against Czechia because we were bombing Prague, I believe. Um, yes, we've got orders. First, yeah, so we're bombing Prague. Oh, Germany will withdraw from the coalition within 24 hours. Germany has cancelled the withdrawal process and will remain in the coalition. Spain has applies to join the coalition. Well, I think I'm going to make an executive decision. Tony hasn't been around for some time, and really, I don't want Spain to. Spain is a threat, and there's also this as well. So the UK has been getting involved over here. We've got that troop. And I think we, as Germany, is not going to be an ally of ours. We will need an extra pair of hands to help out with things. So I think I'm going to make the executive decision as the leader of the European Union to accept Spain's application into the coalition. So there we go. Let's see. Okay, so they weren't really planning on invading Tony, and they're not the most decent player. But then again, it just gives Tony the peace of mind, and Tony and I peace of mind that Tony's not going to get invaded. It doesn't look like anything was going to happen anyway, particularly. So that was always that risk, I suppose. And yeah, certainly didn't have the intention to go into Africa. It was sort of a bit indecisive. And yeah, I think it's just really good for securing the European front as well. And I don't want to be flanked either as well. I didn't even think that would be a possibility, but of course that would be. And yeah, obviously, so yeah, that is very good news. And so, in terms of what we've got going on, let's just check the market notes. Nobody has been tempted by our offers still, which is a great shame. But yeah, let's have a look. So I've obviously taken most of Austria. We've got this troop clearing up the little bits here. The artillery battalion is still bombing Prague. Let's have a look. So yeah, we've got this one. It'll move from Bern, or from here, sorry. I'm going to send that to east to Vienna. We've got this one in Valash. Raz. So yeah, we're clearing up the lands and this recon battalion as well. It's clearing up the rest of which will be fantastic. And also another consideration that I have to make is that I will need a military hospital. And I think, to be honest, it's a really good idea for the morale in the homeland cities to build military hospitals. So I might just build in one of my homeland cities. But look at that, I've got a lot of rare materials, not very much cash. So actually, I'm very tempted to put rare materials on the market. Although it's not a brilliant rate that I get. But if you get 10, then that's a terrible rate. For 1,000, I could maybe put on for 10.8. You know what, I'll do that. I'm pretty desperate for cash. Got a lot of my other resources, and to be honest, I think it would majorly help because it's preventing me lack of cash has been preventing me from doing any research. My production has certainly gone up because I'm taking a lot of land, but still it needs to increase. And yeah, in terms of Romania as well, I don't know. No, Ukraine hasn't done anything else, but obviously Ukraine's homeland cities were largely destroyed by Romania, so Romania did do a very good job of taking them down. And yeah, so it'd be interesting to see if Germany's going to actually do anything. So it does look like they are suddenly now active, but it's a bit late because already basically that stack is pretty much destroyed. I'm surprised they are now active and now trying. So maybe they just neglected the game for a little bit too long. That's how quickly things can change in Europe, eh? Yeah, Serbia's been doing very well in securing this part of Europe, and I think I would definitely want to push into Romania or Poland. Poland would probably make sense because the most sense. We've also got Tony's troops in London still. But obviously, yeah, I do really want to start my naval research. At the moment, we've got the arms industry building up the economy is the priority for me. So yeah, we've got all the arms industry. We've got an air base in Rome because I do want to get those gunship helicopters out. But then the next priority would be to get a naval base and hopefully get some cruisers. And potentially, yeah, I think cruisers is a real priority. That would be really good. I don't think I need corvettes because I still don't have much of a naval threat. There's still no level 2 naval bases apart from Egypt's sort of one. But again, its focus is still probably on South Africa or going into Africa even, as it is North Africa, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, it's very good news that the UK has joined. And so yeah, what I will do, in terms of my strategy, will be to recover. And so once these are all freed up, the cities are more secure, we'll have some free infantry, and then I will be considering a push into the east of Europe, because I think there's a lot of vulnerable nations really, and I think I'm in a very good position, and with a lot of troops left over, and look, I'm pretty much fifth, even beating India, which is a really big nation at the start of the game, and China as well. So you haven't been doing too badly, and I just hope that Tony will make a return at some point. Probably not in this video, but maybe in the next one. So yeah. So what I'm going to do, everyone, is I'll see you tomorrow for the remaining part of the action. Hello, fellow commanders. So we are now on day 5, and we have now conquered the whole of Austria. So now, as you can see, we are still at war with them somehow. That's that cheeky little province there. Okay, so we will just take that province there. Will be. The war will be over. There'll be no more land to take. So yeah, and what else has happened? let's have a look. So we've had population increases in my homeland cities. Local industries that have been completed. Armed industry, 4th Artillery Battalion taking damage against the 1st Infantry in Budajovis. Right, so it's a really good job infantry to help defend the artillery, because there was an infantry already there, and I did notice it was there, but it was attacking Prague for a while, and I noticed it didn't engage the artillery battalion for the whole of yesterday. So anyway, maybe the end of yesterday it decided to go for it, but anyway it lost, because there's always a defence advantage when defending with infantry. So what I'm going to do now is send the infantry into attack. Certainly not going to bombard it anymore because there's no troops there. Send them to Venice, to Vienna, sorry. And so in terms of the updates as well, so last night I had a big surge in cash because I sold a lot of my rare materials because I was on short of cash, and I think some components sold, and my supplies. Oh no, my supplies are now sold. My components are still there, but my rare material offer went, which is really, really good. So we've now got 12,000 cash, but we do now have a lack of resources. And I've got, last night I did choose to train 3 more infantry, and so yeah, we'll add those to the Conquest over here, because I think the next opponent we're going to take on is, potentially Slovakia. We've got Hungary there as well. It's interesting. But I think it's a good idea to, so they're all, the morale's on 35% now, so they can stop defending these cities. So yeah, what I'm going to do is, okay, so that needs time to recover. Definitely. I might even move this one over and replace it in Rome, to be honest. I don't know, because we want some defence in Rome, but it needs to recover, really. We'll move it over to Naples. Research as well last night. Another thing I forgot to tell you is that we have now restarted research on cruisers, which is very exciting because these are really, really powerful ships. Do 10 damage, at level 1 to other ships, and do low damage to submarines, but it's okay damage. Let's have a look at the max level as well. Look at that, 20 damage to other surface vessels, so that is huge. And alongside a naval commander, that would be, insane damage. So not very good against submarines, and we'll have another counter against submarines, but yeah, that's okay. That needs to recover here, so I think really I don't really have that many troops, to be honest, which are available. That one definitely needs to go back. So we've got in terms of the 3 troops we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 of them have been injured. We've got another 3 coming. So yeah, I think we could probably invade Hungary, I think, or, Poland might be really good to get out of the way, I think. But I would only invade Poland if I'm in a strong enough position to invade them. They will have more infantry now. Clearly that's the only option of what they've got to train, but I think after the big hit from Germany, that'll be what they have. They do seem quite inactive, which is really good. Okay, so the UK has defeated Germany, so yeah, they've got to start pushing forward soon. So it's an interesting one. I don't know whether to take on Poland here. I think not. I think I go straight for the homeland cities after Hungary. I could do both, to be honest. And just push through all of Hungary, take all that land. Hungary? is this Hungary? No, Slovakia, sorry. Yeah, so exciting, certainly exciting times. What I will need to do is build a hospital as well, so I just need to check my production and how everything is going. So that's really good. So the priority is obviously to get the fuel and electronics up. And what I'm going to do is, oh, okay, Linz. Okay, yeah, we need one in Linz still. We do have one in Linz, that's really good. So I'm going to start building arms industries in Linz and in, where's it called? Where's it? Fras, because we do need a boost in electronics and fuel. Start with that, because really these supplies are not looking great. And in terms of fuel, was there any cheap fuel offers? No, still need to sell fuel. Okay, so really I could buy offer, but I'm not going to do that. And so that is really hindering what else I can do, to be perfectly honest. So what I will do is come back when the infantry are trained and this stack. I think I'll leave it there because I suppose I can just build a hospital here. A military hospital, there we go. Level 1. Fantastic. And obviously it's better to have hospitals in your homeland cities, just to help them around, but I think it's an emergency up there, just because it would be timely, sort of having the troops heal as quickly as possible, and if they have to travel all the way back and then come back out again to fight, it would take too much time. So, yep. So yeah, I will see you soon for the next part this afternoon. Maybe when I've got more resources, when we start the invasion on Slovakia. Let's see how things go. Hello, fellow commanders. So we are now returning, and unfortunately, I did try to record this part, but the audio didn't save, so I'm re-recording it. So there are a few things that have happened that I haven't been able to update you on. So yeah, basically we've got 3 new motorised infantries that are trained in Milan, Florence and Venice, which are all heading to Vienna to join the stack of 12. And this, in terms of what I'm thinking of doing with this staff, because the hit points of this infantry stack is quite high, what I want to do is basically I think I'll wait a day, and then I will then send them out to continue conquering the lands. In terms, and more specifically, we're going to head for Slovakia, I think. Slovakia next, and potentially Poland. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on who you think I should go for, because there's also Romania here as well, which is a very near threat to Serbia. And there's also Africa as well. The reason I haven't gone for Africa is because they don't have many sort of naval bases except for Egypt, but Egypt does have their own problems. They're at war with Libya, and they've got some more threats going on in the south as well. So, however, though, Algeria is becoming an increasing threat as they're expanding into the east. So I do need to keep a watchful eye on them for sure. But in terms of giving the combat recon vehicle and the towed artillery time to recover, I will probably give them another couple of days to recover. We've obviously got the military hospital that is under construction. I will queue the second level of that as well, as that will be extremely helpful, because I don't want to waste those units, because they're really valuable, and even towards the later stages of the game they could probably be potentially very valuable. But in terms of assessing my strategy for the next move in the game, Russia is probably the most competent threat that I have sort of close by, because they've got level 2 army bases in most of their cities. And whilst this is probably not very good, because they won't be able to make many armoured units, it certainly does indicate that they are planning to make their armoured units, which could be a problem for me, to be honest, as I don't have any current provisions prepared against armoured units, but I will probably make some. Maybe in the form of tank destroyers, but I'd rather make probably attack helicopters if the time comes for that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. And obviously, there's obviously Belarus and Ukraine in the same coalition as well. But I think probably in terms of sort of managing the threat sort of close by, I think hopefully Tony can manage the United Kingdom when he comes back. Because the stack, is there and holding out strong, and I think it could definitely do more damage. Because he has certainly halted the sort of rare material supply in the United Kingdom. So that is really, really good news. And so yeah, I think Poland is going to be the force that I do want to go for next. They will have lots of infantry, but as well, what I have done is started to create my first helicopter gunship, which is really, really cool, because what that'll do, it'll be able to fly up to Wrocław and Krakow for now, as you can see on the range here. Yeah, and it can even get up to, excuse my ignorance, I can't pronounce that, Bydgoszcz, and Szczecin, maybe. Feel free to correct me. Yes, but then so I will probably need a naval base up here as well, probably either in Vienna or Prague. Oh yeah, and that's the other news. We have conquered Prague as well, and taken all of Czechia, and we have taken all of Austria as well. So we are now not at war with anyone except the insurgencies, which is really good for our morale. But we certainly won't hesitate to get at war with more people, that's for sure. Average morale is 60%, which I don't think is very high. Got Brazil as well. He's really flying through the ranks. He's to be quite a not as high a rank as I thought, but they certainly know what they're doing. Yeah, let's just take a little quick look at Brazil. I'll show you really what they've got going on. So yeah, they've got level 2 arms industries, so they're doing something. They've got a level 2 recruiting office, which could mean that they're heading to get an officer, which I will look to do at some point, but I think it's a bit too early to do that. They've got a level 2 naval base. It could already be manufacturing corvettes. But yeah, they've got arms industries going on. Look at all the land they've taken as well. They've gone into Peru, and into what's this nation up here? Suriname and Guyana. So yeah, they've really taken a lot of land, and into Bolivia as well. Look at what they've done to Bolivia. And obviously they are a large nation, but still, they do seem to be playing very effectively. So hopefully I'll be ready for them later in the game. But I think in terms of assessing and combating the more imminent threat that is posed to us in Europe and Africa, I will be looking to get my cruisers. And obviously I did take a bit of a risk in terms of defending from Africa, because obviously still Egypt is the only one who has that level 2 naval base, so they could be producing corvettes, but I don't think they're going to be coming for me because they've got more imminent threats. But it will take a while. It's going to take a day to get the level 4 naval base, and then how long will it be when I get my first corvette? I don't know how long it actually takes to mobilise. Wow, a day, 4 hours. So yeah, I'm going to have to wait probably about 3 days to get any boats, but this will be a boat that will be hold up, it will stand strong in the late game, and I think it's worth it because I had the time. If other nations in Africa, say, built up the naval forces very early on in the game, I would have made corvettes, but there hasn't been a need for me, and I've been able to prioritise and really, expand into Northern Europe. So that is it, everybody. But let me know on what your thoughts are for my strategy and whether you agree with my gameplay. Or, as well, just mention how your experience has been with World War III Conflict of Nations. And also, if you're interested in joining a community, because obviously as the channel is getting going with this, we want to have a really nice discussion with the players and everything, do be sure to join the Discord server. The link to the server is in the description box below. And whilst it is called the Simpsons Tap Tap Lounge Discord server, it's definitely a strong and solid hub for Conflict of Nations players as well. And I will continue to be looking at expanding that community in the future, maybe looking to network with the main Conflict of Nations Discord server once I've built up a bit of a name for myself. But yeah, honestly, if you want to chat about strategy, tips and tricks, join in games together with other players, then do be sure to join. Okay then everybody, that is all from me today, but keep on battling, and I will see you soon for more in a couple of days' time. So thank you ever so much for watching, and see you soon. Goodbye.